Last week, the Blum team released the new tokenomics for the Blum token. I should have done this video last week, but a lot of things, and then I could not do any video for the past 5 days if you check the channel. But right here is the Blum tokenomics, and if you look at it, there is a lot of things that is involved in this tokenomics, which I want us to look at as airdroppers, especially if you put in a lot of work and you are expecting these very airdrops. Let's go through what this tokenomics is all about and the token distribution and all of those things in this very video. And another thing is, pardon me for not giving update about the markets, technical analysis, airdrop, and some stuff like that. I was very busy, and some other things as well, but I'm back on track right now. So let's begin with this very Blum tokenomics. This is very important for all of us that is on the Blum airdrop. If you look at this, Blum tokenomics is live. It said total supply is 1 billion Blum token. Okay, and this is very important. 20% is reserved for the community, from early supporters to traders and mempowered explorers. No team or investors unlock at launch. This is important. But there is a lot of concern that I have about this very tokenomics. And the first one is the 20% community. Look at it right here. Community equal 20% of total supply. And why this is because this is very small. In my opinion, this should not be 20%, okay? However, like we know, the Blum token have migrated from a mere meme token or any other ton token or ton blockchain token that you can think about out there to a very huge utility token. So I also believe maybe that is the reason why there are a lot of change in the previous tokenomics that we saw in the past compared to this very tokenomics. And as a matter of fact, the Blum token is a utility token right now, and a lot of development is going to come in and some stuff like that. However, this very 20% is still very small. In my opinion, it's supposed to be at least 30%, even though there should be some vetting period, okay, just like we already have as well on ground. So we have 20% for community, and then we have ecosystem growth, 20% of total supply. We have treasury, 28.08% of total supply, and then we have these contributors, 16.11% of total supply. And then we have the last one, strategic investors, 15.81% of total supply. Now, my concern is on the community, very important. So the community, if you look at it, 50% is allocated to the pre-launch airdrop. That is for drop game. We have referrals, and then we have the launchpad user and other activities. Okay, 4 activities here that are going to be rewarded accordingly. But 50% of the 20% of the total allocation will be given to people that participate in this, and then the other 50% of that 20% is reserved for post-launch reward. So there is going to be reward continuation after launch, that is after listing, and this is also cool as well. Now this is where it gets very interesting. 30% of the pre-launch airdrop unlock at TGE, with the remaining 70% vesting linearly over 6 months. Why this is important is because it's going to control the supply, demand and supply, and then if the demand begins to increase, the token definitely is going to increase in price. But if you look at it, 30% at TGE, this is very small, owing to the fact that the tokenomics have been drastically reduced. Before now, we have 100 billion token that's going to be in circulation in the old tokenomics, but right here it has been shrunk drastically to 1 billion, and for that reason the community reward as well have drastically reduced, which is also very not good for the community, because personally I believe they should have make it 30% a little bit. However, this is also still fine. But if you look at this is where the issue is. 30% of the pre-launch airdrop unlock will be at TGE, just 30%, with the remaining 70% vesting linearly over 6 months, not at 6 months. So it can be 7 months and 8 months, okay, within that period. And this is very important for all of us that is on this airdrop right now, because a lot of things have changed in this tokenomics. Pay attention to this. So if you were expecting to get like let's say 50,000 of this very token, I don't think that will be possible anymore, because the token have reduced. So we should see very little token, okay, from the Blum team, very little token. However, I still believe that with this kind of mechanism, the token is going to do well in the market, because look at it here. Ecosystem growth, 20% of total supply. If you come down here a little bit, you see 19% unlock at TGE, which is good, because this money is what they're going to use for ecosystem development, building, innovation, okay. And then we have the remaining 81% vests over 48 months. If you come down a little bit, which is for treasury, this 28.08%, we have 10% of the treasury pool unlocked at TGE, while the remaining 90% will be linearly vested over 48 months. And then we have contributors, there is no unlock, okay, at TGE. And then we have the strategic investors, there is no unlock as well. So one thing very important here is that if you take this very one, which is the treasury, which is 10% that will be unlocked at TGE, plus 19% of this very ecosystem growth that will be unlocked at TGE, together with this, that is 29%, okay. And then you move over a little bit to this very community release, that is just 30% of this 20%. So you discover that this is about, give or take, within 30 to 35% of this token is going to release into circulation at listing. Between 30 to 35%, okay, of the Blum token will be released into circulation at listing. And this is very important. Now, if you have this amount of token released into circulation, that means we are looking at about 350 million of this token to be in circulation at instant, while the remaining will be vested before it's going to release over those period. And I think this is a good idea for the token to grow. Now, this kind of tokenomics, if you look at it very well, this kind of tokenomics right here and token distribution is what token like Binance used in those days in 2017, 2018, when they come up with the BNB token. And I don't think they did any airdrop, but for the Blum token, they are just developing, and then the tokenomics have been completely changed. And this is what we need to pay attention to right now. So if you were expecting something that is very, very big from the Blum airdrop, please bring down your expectation. It's not going to be that anymore. However, the token is going to do well in the market, in my opinion, because of this very mechanism put in place. The contributors, the investors are not going to have their token at listing, which means there will be no much sell pressure at listing. Not only that, the people that's going to get the airdrop is going to get 30%. Look at it right here, just 30% at pre-launch, okay? Which means we're not going to see much sell pressure as well. So all of this mechanism put in place is also to help the token grow and also to help the ecosystem grow as well. So this is what we need to pay attention to right now. In my opinion, I still believe the Blum token is going to try at listing, and then after that, once more development come in, innovation, the token is going to do well in the long term. However, the quantity of airdrop for airdroppers have been drastically reduced. Therefore, reduce your expectation, and let's wait for the TGE and listing date, because that have not been announced yet, and this is very, very important. So this is what we are looking at right now on this very airdrop. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, link in the description of this very video and also in the pinned comment. It is a free channel. Check the link down below in the pinned comment and in the description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.